Homie stopped like, ha ha.
Superhero landing.
He didn't even superhero land. He landed on both feet. Ain't no way in hell his knees would have buckled. He'd at least would have bent over. Nah, bro. Not at 48. Hell no. Hell no. Cap. All cap. That was the most illogical part of the whole movie. Him falling from every floor after that, I believe more than that very first landing. Hell no. Kiss my ass.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy T.
I'm M.
And this is
Regret Nothing.
And today we're doing a movie review for The Suicide Squad.
So The Suicide Squad is directed by not David Ayer, but James Gunn, notoriously known for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
1 and 2.
And
this time he's taking his talents over to DC.
Right. So the story of The Suicide Squad is essentially the Suicide Squad, also known as Team X or
Task Force X.
Task Force X is assembled to demolish what is known as Project Starfish. And that's pretty much the whole movie right there. Is them trying to get rid of the big ass space starfish. So the characters of the Suicide Squad is essentially a laundry list of fucking who gives a shits. There's a whole lot of like, I don't even remember most of their names, to be honest with you.
Michael Rooker characters were named Savant, Harley Quinn, Rick Flag.
Yeah.
He had Weasel.
It was a weasel.
Peacemaker, Bloodsport.
Not to be confused
Or
with
Bloodshot.
Deadshot.
Man, Ratcatcher 2, Captain Boomerang, Polka Dot. I don't remember Pete Davidson's character name. I think his name was
Blackguard.
Yeah, Blackguard, something like that.
There was a Javelin.
King Shark.
You said Polka Dot Man.
TDK.
Mongal.
Yeah. Which I guess she's supposed to be related to Mongol. I guess.
Yeah. They weren't very clear. Most of those characters get done in the first 5 minutes.
Brutally murdered.
Literally brutally murdered. It was so fast. I was kind of like, so is it gonna be like a flashback? Like this was a joke? Like, no, they did. Okay, cool.
James was like, I'm killing everybody.
All of y'all. What was the best character in the movie to you?
I kind of like John Cena character a little bit. Peacemaker.
Peacemaker? Okay. I mean, to me, I would have to say Amanda Waller. Viola Davis, did her damn thing as she normally does. Her character was even more of a hard ass this time than the last time. She didn't even body nobody this time. To me, most of the characters were kind of meh. I mean, they wanted you to have like an emotional connection to them because they all had daddy and mommy issues and shit. But I don't know, that shit just really didn't connect to me. Especially the rat girl, who I was just like, she cute. Don't get me wrong, she cute, but I could really give a damn about her daddy and the little rats in Portugal, in the slums. Like, I could just give a damn. I really could. And then they made Peacemaker and what's his name? Bloodsport, essentially like opposites of each other. Where Peacemaker thinks he's the good guy, he's actually the bad guy, and where Bloodsport thinks he's the bad guy, he's actually the good guy, and they essentially do the same exact job throughout the whole movie.
Polka Dot Man, his powers or whatever, he threw polka dots at people, but they were like incendiary or acid or whatever. He would like shoot them and people would just like obliterate, like turn to mush when he would shoot his polka dots at people.
Yeah, he said they were like portals to another dimension, but there was no elaboration of any kind. beyond that exact statement.
Yeah, interdimensional disease or something.
Yeah. Whatever that means. We were just supposed to know what that meant. Like, cool. Got it.
I'm surprised he survived or lasted as long as he did before he met his demise.
Well, only characters that lasted to the third act were characters who were given some type of exposition of their backstory. If you didn't get a backstory in the middle of the second act, your ass wasn't making it through this motherfucker. What did you think about the movie overall?
It's definitely better than the 2016 version, in my opinion.
I don't know. I actually feel as though I like the 16?
Yeah.
The 2016 version a little more. I feel like there's moments that were more entertaining. I think Will Smith carried the movie better than Idris Elba, in my opinion. I was bored. I was relatively bored throughout this movie. I ain't even gonna count. I feel like maybe because people was kind of hyping it beforehand, so I raised my expectations a little bit. But I feel like before they started talking about the reviews, I kind of was like, this movie gonna be a little goofy, a little derpy. And it was about as derpy as I expected it to be, but because I raised my expectations, I was disappointed. Similar thing happened to me with Snake Eyes, where if I would have went in there with my initial expectation, I would have been at the very least satisfied to what I was expecting.
I think this is a better movie than Snake Eyes.
Barely. It's just as goofy. Starro versus the Suicide Squad. I'm like, the crew that's left here, it's just as ridiculous to me to expect the crew that you got left to defeat the giant space starfish as it is to have the crew that they had in the first Suicide Squad defeat the all-powerful wizard chick. It's just, you don't have anybody on the team that can combat the threat that you introduce in the movie. The threat to me is too large for the crew that you're giving, which makes it just, I don't know, off balance in my opinion as far as like believing the narrative. It takes me out of it to the point where I'm like, okay, sure, they're gonna win, but they're only going to win because they have to win, not because they actually would. They would have died. We all know they would have died. They barely survived fighting soldiers and guards. The damn starfish took the whole city over in 35 seconds. But they're gonna kill it with guns, a shark, polka dots, and rats. Sure, why not? I guess.
And Harley's javelin.
God damn it. I forgot to even mention Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was probably the most non-needed character in this movie. Her whole character development is executive intervention. They said, we need Harley Quinn in this. And he said, I'll figure something out. And that's all her scenes are.
That's pretty much how her character's been throughout the whole DCEU. It's in every movie.
It hasn't impacted me as much since till now. Right now, I'm like, okay, this chick was not needed in this movie. The first Suicide Squad, I'm like, okay, you're introducing her. Birds of Prey, it's about her. Fine, that's what I'm here for. But this movie was just like, it needs Harley, but it doesn't need Harley. She's here because they wanted her here and no reason other than that. Like that whole shit with the Latino Presidente, and they just doing it had a montage. It had a fucking montage. It was like 2 minutes long. Frolicking in flowers, feeding birds, eating, I don't know, cheesecake out of his navel, whatever the fuck they were doing. And then it just ended with her shooting him in the chest. And I'm like, there's multiple times I feel like they would have just shot her dead right where she was standing. But nope, we just gonna take her into custody.
For torture.
Yeah, torture.
Shout out to Mexican J.K. Simmons.
Nah, she just here for fun, dog. Don't take her too seriously. Fine. Fuckers.
Harley is never meant to be taken seriously at all.
I feel like they really tried to force the character connection between Idris Elba's character and the rat girl, and I don't know why. Like, they were on the bus. 1 second, he was like, I don't even want to talk to y'all. She talks about her dad for 10 seconds, and my man got a tear in his eye. I'm like, yo, what?
He said
you survive.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get out of here alive. No, I'm gonna make sure you get out of here alive.
You remind me of my daughter that I cursed the fuck out 2 minutes ago. I like how the trailer was like, you know, he's a dad who loves his daughter. The whole scene is him just basically saying, I don't give a fuck about you.
They just had a screaming match about fuck you, no fuck you.
God damn it, I ain't even want your ass.
You're a terrible father, Fair.
I told your mama to swallow, but no, here you are. The blood test said you was mine, so fuck, I guess I'm your daddy. And I don't even want the damn job. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, okay, well, this is dysfunctional. And then the next scene, he was ready to cut a bitch over her. I was like, his character is all over the place. You think they're going to continue the Suicide Squad franchise after this?
Possibly, who knows? I mean, critics really seem to like this one, and depending on how it does in the box office, Warner Brothers might greenlight another one. But I don't really give a shit about the Suicide Squad. Where the fuck is Soups, nigga?
Apparently,
Kal-El, Clark Kent, not this Val Zod and Calvin Ellis, all this bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that.
Calvin Ellis sound like sneakers.
Yeah, there's a black Superman called Calvin Ellis that is based or modeled off of Barack Obama, apparently. Yeah, miss me.
America, I've come to save you.
Miss me. I need Clark Joseph Kent, nigga.
Use your white
Kal-El from Krypton is what I fucking need.
Pale skin, black hair.
Mm-hmm. With the theme.
Get your white savior on, dog. They said he got shot in the chest with a kryptonite bullet, so I'm sure that's like some soft ass way of saying that he's incapacitated and why he didn't pop up to kill the starfish himself. It was a part of me that was wondering, like, so ain't no other heroes gonna bother with this? I guess we don't really also know where in the universe anything is, so it's kind of hard to even really know if a Justice League could help. But yeah, I don't know, man. So you really think this one was better than the last one?
That last one was ass.
I feel like the last one was bad, but mainly from a story and a narrative perspective. I feel like the characters, other than Croc, who I'm glad wasn't in this shit, wasn't bad.
I much prefer King Shark over Killer Croc. That trash ass fucking Killer Croc. I want BT, fried chicken. Coon ass.
King Coon.
Fuck.
Killer Coon. That's who that motherfucker was, boy. I was like, God damn, they made the most niggerish.
You wrote this shit? The fuck is this?
Yeah, they made the most niggerish crocodile character possible. I mean, King Shark is an improvement to that character, but King Shark is basically just Groot if Groot was a shark and ate people. And I was like, eh. There's a lot of moments where I was like, some of this feels like rated R Guardians of the Galaxy, and then some of this feels like a Seth Rogen movie set in a DC movie. And I don't know if I was fucking with it. Like the dialogue, there was times where they would say something, and then somebody would comment on what that person said, and then they would have this banter. And I'm like, this isn't funny enough to exist here. I don't know, maybe with an audience, because we watched it at the crib, it might slap off a little bit better in an audience in a large movie theater, but it wasn't hitting to me. Some of it was just like, alright, this is slowing the pace down. Like, come on, get to the next thing. Because there's only three steps to this plot. Get on the island, find this guy, find that guy, kill the thing. Like, that's the steps. They keep detouring for shit. Like they were at a club drinking and shit.
to get the Thinker.
And I was like, okay.
To kidnap him or whatever.
Yeah, and the Thinker was kind of pointless. I was like, doesn't the Thinker have powers? He was basically just listening to everything they did, no matter what. And then he got tore half and then turned into blood, guts, and ass cheeks. I don't know.
I noticed James Gunn was doing this Quentin Tarantino thing with this movie with the story chapters throughout the movie.
That shit was annoying me. I was like, well, damn, we're gonna put a story chapter for every fucking piece, bro. Like, it's not necessary. Especially since this narrative to me isn't expansive enough to really make a difference. It's like, you got a story chapter, but the story chapter is the same thing as the one before it. Let's get to the next thing. And the next thing is completing the mission, which is killing the starfish, which we haven't gotten to because we detour. It's like, just get to the damn thing. Also, they were able to simultaneously, all three of them, Peacemaker, Dead Sport, and my nigga Rick Flag, were able to one-hit-a-quitter niggas and kill them. But though yet, Peacemaker and Rick Flag had like a 5-minute brawl. So, I'm like, if you know how to kill a man with one shot, isn't that something you would use in a fight to the death? Or we just like fucking around? I mean, I can maybe understand why Peacemaker didn't do it, because he didn't really want to kill mans. But if I was Rick Flag, yeah. You know, fucking headshot to the temple or some shit, something. So, the acting. Best actors in the film. Hands down, we already probably agree, Viola Davis, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And after that, who you say tops?
After Viola Davis, I'd probably say Idris, and then dude that played probably Polka Dot Man, dude.
Word, Polka Dot Man? Okay. I'll probably say after Viola, I guess the Rat Girl. Even though I didn't care for the elements of her character, I feel as though the girl did a good job. Her character was consistent and she was the most believable to me. I felt like there were moments where I feel like Idris was kind of not really tuned in. Like, he was doing a good job, but at the same time, I could tell he wasn't trying very hard. Like this movie and the Hobbs and Shaw, I feel like he was more so just like fucking around. Like it was like a cool thing to do instead of like real actual like character development or any like nuance to his character. John Cena was trying very hard, but I feel like he was doing a pretty good job for the character that they gave him. I just think the character was derpy as fuck.
What do you think about his performance in this compared to him as Jacob, as Dom's brother?
I actually like him more as John's brother. I was thinking that when him and Rick Flag was fighting. I was like, you know, I liked him more as Fast 9, to be honest with you.
Nah, I like him more as Peacemaker.
I think his character was more interesting as Peacemaker.
He was dry as fucking Fast and Furious.
But I mean, that's Fast and Furious. The only people that's allowed to be eccentric is Tyrese, because he's the buffoon. Everybody else is film.
Yeah, I guess. But
the jokes are the cause.
his character had more personality in his Peacemaker.
Yeah, his character had a lot of personality, but that didn't necessarily make it good.
And I thought they killed him, so I was like, oh, so his TV show is gonna be a prequel. And then they showed at the end, nope, he survived. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a disappointment. I was kind of glad he died. I was worried this motherfucker was gonna survive. And then that post-credit scene popped up, disappointed the shit out of me. I was like, I was okay with a prequel show. It'd be one thing, it'll end, and we'll never see it again. Nope. It'd be more of this.
Nope. He's still in the universe.
And it's very obvious that John Cena's willing to essentially do anything to shine, even if it's goofy as hell. Like when that moment he had himself just damn near butt naked in his fucking tidy whities and shit. And the camera did definitely do a Joel Schumacher level zoom in on his nuts.
How they put socks and shit in there.
Sure, whatever. I don't care what's in there, but they definitely was just like, all right, zoom in on the dick, all right, and we're good. It's like, fuck, what was that, like 3 seconds? Jesus Christ. And that, in that moment, was so weird to me because you got the shark that just tried to eat the chick, and then she's like, nah, I'm gonna make him my friend. And then she got all these rats that look like squirrels that came from nowhere. Why are rats only ever 10 seconds away from you? I feel like rats should not be that constantly close to me. And the shark is supposedly scared of the rats. And then you got this banter going on between Peacemaker and the polka dot dude and the girl and the shark with the rat trying to give him a leaf. And I'm just like, this whole scene is just nonsense, bro. This whole scene's nonsense. It's supposed to establish them as a team, but I could sincerely give a shit about any of y'all liking each other. Because who gives a shit? Half of you will probably be dead by the end of this. Only 2 of them was, but yeah, I was just like, nah, you trying real hard to make this a team, but these goofballs just ain't gonna connect like other characters might.
Yeah, I did like Rick Flag. I was a little disappointed that he got murked.
Yeah, it was sad, but I saw it coming. I was like, yeah, this nigga ain't gonna make it to the end of this motherfucker. In the opening scene, I was like, he ain't gonna make it. The only person on this side of the beach that I know is gonna survive is Harley Quinn. Her bulletproof ass. It was like 9 times. It would just be a squad of people shooting at her, and she just would not get hit. Not even once. Not even grazed by a bullet.
And they also were shooting at Idris in the sky, and he didn't get hit not once. I was like, either y'all aim is trash, or I guess whatever the fuck he has on is, I guess, supposedly bulletproof.
I mean, it didn't at least show the bullets hitting him. Bullets ain't even hitting in this vicinity. It's like the bullets just stop about 10 feet up. Like, bullets absolutely can hit from that range. Not with precision, but they'll still hit your ass from 30, 40 feet up. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And then all of the shit with
and he rolled down a piece of concrete like 6 floors down to where John Cena was.
When he landed on his fucking legs, I felt my knees buckle. I'm 29. I fall from that height, my knees going down, son. I'm hitting the floor. Homie stopped like, ha ha.
Superhero landing.
He didn't even superhero land. He landed on both feet. Ain't no way in hell his knees would have buckled. He'd at least would have bent over. Nah, bro. Not at 48. Hell no. Hell no. Cap. All cap. That was the most illogical part of the whole movie. Him falling from every floor after that, I believe more than that very first landing. Hell no. Kiss my ass. Shit. What you think of the score?
It was alright. It was a lot of like old, I guess, rock music they were using in the score. It was fine.
James Gunn loves his, I don't know, old classics.
He started the movie off with like a Johnny Cash song, I believe.
Yeah.
But it was whatever. It didn't really stick out to me.
There was songs that I could hear that were probably from the soundtrack that I was like, these aren't bad tracks, but the moments that they played them in, like when they were in the car and the dudes was in the back just before they one-hitter quitted those people, and I could hear the track that was playing over the radio. I was like, that's probably a soundtrack, but Diddy. It was probably another time with Harley that was another one.
When they were in the club though, it was like some hip hop like joint going on, like bass. I was like, yo, this shit sound like Pop Smoke.
Nah, I ain't hear no Pop Smoke. But I know what moment and track you talking about. I thought that moment was weird. I was like, they haven't earned this camaraderie moment. I know that this is supposed to be we're all bonding, we're a team vibe, but they hadn't earned that yet. They hadn't done anything. All they did was get on the beach, argue over shit, tell each other their past a little bit. and then suddenly they were drinking and shit. I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. I mean, that's essentially the same as the moment in the first Suicide Squad when they're in the bar and they all decide to go, I guess, kill the Enchantress instead of, going their own separate ways and shit.
Basically.
And I feel like in that moment they had earned it more because they had at least fought together. Because every fight that they had wasn't a fight, it was a slaughter. Anytime they were in a fight, they were just killing people. They weren't actually in any danger. Fucking Deadsport and my man's Peacemaker were just going through just one-shotting, torturing, killing easily. They didn't have a real hard fight to the third act, in which they were fighting a damn starfish. What would you rate this?
I'd probably give it a mediocre.
If I was rating it, my spirit says it deserves a hot garbage, but I give it a mediocre. I'll be nice. I feel like everybody involved tried real hard. It's just wasn't worth trying that hard. It could have been worse. I just can't imagine how.
I also like Aquaman over this as well.
But yeah, any of the DC solo movies are better than this. Yeah, I stand on the fact that the 2016 one is better. Yeah, I do. I do want to see the David Ayer cut though.
It will never see the light of day.
Yeah. Then again, you never know. Warner Brothers is ever only one desperate moment away from doing some shit that doesn't benefit them in any way, shape, or form.
We'll see, but
I doubt it. But if it happened, I also would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I highly doubt it.
It'd be like, wow, so this is happening.
As far as Warner Brothers stands, they like, fuck Zach, his fans, Ayer, yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah.
Anything dealing with the Snyderverse, fuck all y'all.
Fuck you as a director, person, and a motherfucking cinemaker.
Hey, your whole clique and establishment, everything you fucking stand for.
All of your shit.
And we mean that from the heart.
That's from the heart.
Die nameless, bitch. Die nameless.
From the soul, bitch. Yeah, that's truthfully how they feel about that motherfucker.
And we gonna tell you Ann Sarnoff sent you, bitch.
bitch. Final thoughts?
Well, we'll see what's next. I think after this, it should be, I guess, Black Adam next summer. I don't know what the exact release date is for Flash. But I know Black Adam is
like
the
Flash
next joint.
should be next because they filmed that already. And then Black Adam and then Aquaman. And then actually Aquaman.
I don't even know if they finished Flash yet. I know they've been dropping set photos.
They've been filming Flash, I feel like, since spring. However, I also said that about Aquaman and that was not true. I mean, they filmed all those in the last 3 months.
I know Black Adam is done. I know production on Black Adam right, so they should be entering post on that.
Okay, well, we'll see. I don't think that if they have dates, I don't know them off the top of my head, so we'll see what's going on with that. As far as for me, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I think Ayer did better even under all those circumstances, man. But shout out to James. He did what he did. I feel like he definitely made the movie he wanted to make.
We'll see. I heard. Well, when he came over to DC, they gave him a pick. He could do whatever he wanted, and he chose Suicide Squad.
I mean, I see why. I mean, it was essentially DC's version of Guardians, so.
After he does Guardians 3, he's gonna come back and do another DC project.
Yeah.
Is the word on the street.
Hopefully not Suicide Squad 2. Do something different.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to do something different and not another Suicide Squad.
Yeah, maybe like a Red Hood or some shit if you want to keep it in the rated R category. Because I know it's only certain movies they're going to let be rated R. They really let the violence fly in this one too.
Yeah, a lot of decapitations and blood, guts, and ass.
Yeah.
And a lot of F-bombs.
It was blood, guts, and ass. It was fine. I don't mind the gore. It just, you know, if it had some rhyme or reason to it, it'd be dope. But it's fine. It's whatever. You know, I think a lot about how American movies do violence versus like the Raid. There's a lot of blood, guts, and ass in the Raid, but it all kind of stems from combat. Whereas in this shit, it's just like, we gonna show this man's face hole opened up from a bullet just because we fucking can.
Yeah, they shot Pete Davidson in the face and his whole face obliterated.
Yeah, it was gone, dog. It was just skull meat and brain bits. I was like, that's cool and all, but you know, a bullet to the head and do the same objective. He dead, he dead. I don't really care about what the inside of his skull look like. But it is what it is. Anyways, I'm M.
I'm T.
And we
regret nothing.
If you liked our review, like it, subscribe it, share it with your friends on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitters and all the socials.
All the socials.